Good morning YouTube, welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson where we will be continuing our work on fractions and today focusing on finding a half. Today you will need a pencil, you will need your exercise book or the White Rose Hub template which you can download from Seesaw, and there'll also be another opportunity for you to use concrete resources from around your home to represent and help you find a half. So if you need to pause video to collect any of those things you can do so now. Brilliant, so we're going to start our lesson off with our math magician skills. So today I am thinking of a shape. Let's see if you can use the clues to read my mind and guess my shape. So the first clue is it is a 2D shape. So it is flat and only found on a 3D shape as a face. It has one continuous side, so continuous meaning it keeps on going, it doesn't stop. So it also means that my shape has no vertices. And you can find my 2D shape on the face of a cylinder. So if you have your cylinder object from yesterday, that will really help you to guess my 2D shape. So see if you can pause the video now and guess my 2D shape. Fantastic, the 2D shape I was thinking of was a circle. Fantastic, well done you two, give yourself a fabulous tick. Okay, so just a quick recap of what a fraction is. A fraction is a whole shape, object, amount or number which is split into equal parts, and that can be represented in many ways as you can see on screen, and it can be cut into as many equal parts as possible as long as they are all the same shape and the same size. So today we are specifically looking at one fraction in particular, which is at finding a half. Now if I'm finding a half, it's really important that I know what a half looks like as a fraction. So to write a fraction of a half, then my denominator needs to be 2 because my denominator tells me how many equal parts, and half always has 2 equal parts. If I want to find 1/2, my numerator is 1. Is 1/2 a unit fraction or a non-unit fraction? That's right, it's a unit fraction because my numerator is 1. If it is a non-unit fraction, it would be more than 1. However, if I have an object, so this could be a pizza or a cake, a biscuit, and I wanted to put it in half, I would need 2 equal parts. So I could split it however I want. Split it that way, as long as there are 2 parts and they are both equal. Now if I'm looking at 1/2, I'm only going to focus on one of the 2 pieces, which could be any. I'm going to shade this one. So that would represent 1/2. Now if I wanted to do more than 1, then I did one more. This would be 2/2, so I would have 2 of the 2 equal parts. This is the same as 1 whole, because if I put my 2 halves together, I have eaten the whole biscuit or the whole pizza. So 2 halves, when it matches the denominator, makes a whole. So now we're going to look at using our resources to help us find 1/2 of an amount. So if you're going to use your resources from your home, you will need 6 resources. This could be 6 teddies, 6 spoons, 6 sweets, whatever you would like to help you represent 1/2. So if you'd like to pause the video now and go and collect 6 resources that you can use. Brilliant, so I've collected 6 counters to help me represent 1/2. So what I'm trying to find out is 1/2 of 6 today. Now to do this, I need 2 equal parts because my denominator tells me how many equal parts. So all I need is 2 parts, or 2 groups, however you want to draw these. These could be circles, squares, however you want to make your 2 groups. I'm going to do circles. Okay, so there are my 2 equal parts. Now I need to share my 6 equally. This is very similar to when we are dividing by 2 because half has 2 equal parts shared equally. So if you've got half of an amount, it's the exact same of dividing by 2, which we did last week with our grouping. So my next job is to share my 6 out equally. So this could be my plate and Mrs. Wilkinson's plate. So I would give 1 for me, 1 for Mrs. Wilkinson, 1 for me, 1 for Mrs. Wilkinson, 1 for me, and 1 for Mrs. Wilkinson. So I've shared my 6 into my 2 groups. Next, my numerator shows me that I can only have one of the parts. So I can look at only one of my parts, one of my groups. Doesn't matter which one as long as I only count one. So it can be any. I'm going to choose this one to count. How many is in this one? 1, 2, 3. So half of 6 is 3. Doesn't matter which one I counted. It could have chose this one because this one also has 1, 2, 3 because it's equal. So that is how we could use our counters or resources to help us find half of an amount. See if you can pause the video now and do the same with your resources. Okay, so let's have a look at one more way of finding 1/2 of an amount. So here I have some cookies. Let's find out how many cookies I have altogether. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And to find half of 8, then I need 2 equal parts. So I need 2 equal parts. So that could be 1, 2. That one could be for myself and the other part for Mrs. Wilkinson. And I need to make sure that I share them equally, just like we were doing last week when we were dividing by 2. So a cookie for me, a cookie for Mrs. Wilkinson, 1 for me, 1 for Mrs. Wilkinson, 1 for me, 1 for Mrs. Wilkinson, 1 for me, and 1 for Mrs. Wilkinson. So there are my 2 equal parts. There are 2 parts and they are both equal because they both have the same amount of cookies in them. And finally, because I'm only looking at 1/2, I only want to look at one of the 2 parts, so one of the groups or one of the plates. So I can look at any one. I'm going to look at mine. And in my group, I have 4 cookies, so half of 8 would be 4. See if you can pause video now and complete questions 1, 2 or 3. It'd be really brilliant to see you showing your working out either on the Seesaw app or in your exercise book as you complete questions 1, 2 and 3. Brilliant, so now we're going to look at how we can use arrays to find halves really easy and really simply with a really quick method. So remember, when I'm finding 1/2, I need 2 equal groups because my denominator tells me that it's 2 equal parts, but I'm only looking at one of the equal parts. So here I have an array and I've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 2 different ways I can look at my array. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all together. So I'm finding 1/2 of 8. I want to see what half is. So if I had half and Mrs. Wilkinson had half, how many would we have each? Now, if I go across, there is 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, 4 groups of 2, but I don't want that because there I've got 4 equal parts and I only want 2. So I can rub those out. And if I go this way, 1 group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4. So there I can see 2 equal groups already really easy and really quickly. So I've already got my 2 equal groups. So I can split them in half like that straight away. I don't need to share them out because we're already in 2 equal groups. So to look at 1/2, I only want to look at 1. Doesn't matter which one because they're both the same. So if I look at this one, which is 1/2, half of 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a really simple way of using arrays to find halves nice and quickly. Let's have a look at another example. So here is another way of how we can use our arrays to represent 1/2 nice and easy with our quick method. So here is my array, but the first thing I need to do is to work out which way my 2 groups are doing. So if I do it this way going down, then I've got 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, 4 groups of 2, 5 groups of 2, and I've got far too many groups because remember, for 1/2 here I need 2 equal groups and I only want to look at one of the 2 groups. So I need to split them that way, because there I can see I've got two groups and they are equal. And then because they're in nice straight lines, I can see that they've both got the same 2. So now I just need to count one of those 2 equal parts, and I'm going to cross and count to make sure I count them really accurately. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So half of 16 equals 8. See if you can pause video now and have a go at question 4. Super, so we're going to have a look at question 5 together. So the question says Ron has run 20 metres. So I'm going to underline run and 20 metres because they're the most important words in that question. Then the next part says Rosie has run half that distance. Draw an arrow on the running track to show where Rosie is. So if this is Ron at the finish and this is the start, then Rosie is going to be about halfway, so we need to be somewhere in the middle. So see if you can pause video now and draw an arrow to show where Rosie is. Brilliant, so the arrow should be somewhere around the middle there to show that she's halfway. Fantastic. Now we need to say how far has Rosie run? Well, we know that she's run half of Ron, so we need to find 1/2 of Ron's number, and Ron's number, we circled it earlier, is 20 metres. Now to do this, you can collect your 20 counters and share them equally between 2 groups. See if you can pause video and share 20 between your 2 groups. Fantastic, so we need to share them out all the way up to 20, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's our number, and then I want to look at 1/2, so I'm only going to look at this one and count Rosie's number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or another easy way to do it is 20 divided by 2, because it's the same as sharing into 2 equal groups. So you could have counted 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, which is also 10. Or you could have drawn an array of 20 and split it in half. So see if you can show your own way of representing how far Rosie has run. Okay, so we're going to have a look at question 6 together because it's quite a wordy and challenging problem. So here are half of Annie's sweets. I'm going to draw Annie's sweets and cross and count them. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to put that number straight down because we never hold any numbers in our head. So I know that half of Annie's sweets are 6. How many sweets does Annie have in total? So how many does she have all together? So if she's half them and got 6, how many does she have all together? So I'm going to show you how we can work it out. So this is Annie and this is her half. She's got 6 sweets. I'm going to draw her 6 sweets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can make them a little bit fancy if you want to look a little bit more like sweets. So there's her 6 sweets. But remember, that is only 1/2. To find the whole, we need 2 equal parts, so I need another half. And if there's 6 in this half, how many sweets are going to be in this half? Brilliant, there's going to be 6 because a fraction is always equal, it's always the same. So there's going to be another 6 in this half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we need another half which equals a whole. So how many sweets does she have all together in total? I need to count both halves. See if you can pause the video and find the total number of sweets now. Excellent. So she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the total number of sweets should be 12. Excellent. Let's have a look at question number 7. Okay, so for question 7, we need to colour half of the shape. So I'm going to do question A with you, and we can do this one together first. So use the shapes to help you complete the number sentence. Half of something equals something. So the first thing we need to do is to count how many we've got all together. So pause the video and see if you can count all of the tiny squares in that rectangle shape. Fantastic. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we need to find out half of 24. Now we can do this in lots of different ways. As you can see, I could do it by just drawing a line in half that way and colouring all of these ones. Or if I get rid of that, I could do it in half this way and colouring one half of them. So colouring one side like that, but obviously colouring them a lot neater because I can use my understanding of erase. If I cut it in half, then I've got the same amount on each side. Or I know I've got 24. Finding half is the same as dividing by 2, so I could do 24 divided by 2 equals 12 and colour 12 squares. See if you can pause the video and complete the rest of the questions. Fantastic work again today, Year 2, on fractions and finding a half. On the next few slides you will see the answers to the questions so that you can go through your answers and check them really carefully. Don't forget to upload your worksheet and your work from today onto Seesaw. We really look forward to seeing your work on there. Also, if you've used any of your resources from home to represent your working out today, don't forget to upload a photo or video of them too. And I'll see you tomorrow.